Greetings and welcome once again to the Grindhouse. Tonight we're on number 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I thought about reviewing Night of the Living Dead. I still might, but that's not what I'm reviewing tonight. Tonight I'm reviewing what the American Film Institute has called the scariest film ever made. I'm talking about The Exorcist. Anyway. Yes, the film I'm reviewing tonight is The Exorcist. Based on the bestseller by William Peter Blatty, directed by William Friedkin, who also went on to direct another movie, but the name escapes me at the moment. But anyway, I once saw a poster for the Blair Witch Project. It said on the back of the video box, I think said, most scariest film since The Exorcist. I disagree. The Exorcist was much more terrifying than this. This definitely earns the title. Basic rundown is this. Linda Blair plays Regan McNeil. I think she was 12 when she did this movie. She basically becomes possessed by Satan, and you've seen, how some horror movies have done the cliches with possession, demon possession. This is the film that invented all of that. It probably didn't help her career any when she did Repossessed, but that was more a, spoof. So, I don't know. It probably wasn't that bad. I mean, it could have been worse. It could have been, there are darker films that Linda Blair's done since The Exorcist. I'm sure people will probably say that this is the one that led her down the garden path to doing exploitation films and some rough ones and whatnot, but, if that's the case, that pretty much solidifies her as Grindhouse material, which is not a bad thing, especially not in this reviewer's opinion. But anyway, the film itself has, actually I saw the director's cut. The film itself has supposedly 10 more minutes of footage, although maybe it's more, I'm not sure. But there's a lot of good visuals if you look close enough in the film, especially if you have the director's cut. But also, there is this one scene that I didn't even see coming, and I knew about it partly. The scene where she crab walks down the stairs, which if you look at certain WWE pro wrestler, Bray Wyatt, he's now doing that. Or he's been doing that for a while, but, I kind of thought that was a pretty interesting little, trick that they do. But in this one, it's Linda Blair doing it. And she crab walks down the stairs. And first of all, once you reach a certain age, you lose that flexibility. I'm assuming. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was she's walking down the stairs at a rapid pace, and she's spitting up blood. And that was a close-up. That was pretty, not really cringe-inducing as much as morbidly fascinating. And a dark scene for that, and probably one of the, it should be an iconic scene in some ways in terms of cinema. The iconic scene, of course, probably being the scene where she's levitating on the bed, or the scene where the taxi driver, the taxi stops, and you get that silhouette of Father Marin, played by Max von Sydow, who is a splendid, fantastic actor. And I'm not sure if anyone knows this, but he was also in Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, in a bit part, no less. Yep. Really? Really? Max von Sydow? One of the best friggin' actors on the planet, and he has to play a bit part to some anyway, that's a whole nother rant. But, all in all, this film was not very gory. It had the pea soup scene, the scene with the head, and yeah, okay, that part was pretty nasty. But in terms of gore, it's not really a gory film. It's more a psychological horror story. And when I say horror story, I'm talking horror as in demon-possessed, otherworldly, supernatural, none of this Silence of the Lambs, ooh, he's a serial killer, let's get into his mind routine. This is a 12-year-old girl who was possessed not by a demon, but by the devil. The devil possessing this girl. That's pretty terrifying. And that's a pretty morbid, visceral image, to say the least. This is definitely a Grindhouse film, in my opinion. This is probably one of the... It's probably not a film you're going to see at 2 in the morning in New York City in the 80s, but, you know... I mean, this was a film that got churches and protesters and whatnot, so, you know, it's got some infamy, pretty much. I don't know if they did the whole, you know, trying to get into the theater and, you know, smash the reel or anything like that, like they tried to do with Last House on the Left, supposedly. But, you know, it's still a heavy, dark film. So anyway, yeah, this is number 6. Definitely Grindhouse material. Probably, in terms of horror, essential Grindhouse viewing. In terms of the Grindhouse, it's that. In terms of horror films in general, it's probably should be mandatory for anyone who's into horror films. Because this, unlike well, the Blair Witch Project, is terrifying. Blair Witch Project, I saw it again, and it's not as bad as I had probably ranted on occasion. It's still a good film if you're watching it in the dark, and that's like nighttime. Okay, it's good then. But is it as terrifying as Exorcist? No. 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 That's like... I don't want to say it's an insult, but... it's like comparing apples to oranges, or coffee to... tea. If you're a coffee drinker, you're gonna drink coffee. If you're a horror fan, you're gonna watch Exorcist. If you're looking for a good ghost story, then you watch Blair Witch. Aside from that, no. Anyway, this has been the Grindhouse. And until I reach number 5, and who knows what I'll be reviewing then, farewell.